This a Batman tune. I promise you. This shit lit, cuz. This shit lit. Alright? Run that joint.
Niggas looking for the light. Me and my niggas prepared for the dog. Yeah. So we gon' get it on for the last days, nigga. You already know what it is. 140 for the rebel.
They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. It's a problem, tell them pop off. I die for I let my colors fly, boy. For a nigga take me, they'll drop dead. AR, clean them up like a mop head. Say he cool, he bad, he really so tough. They like, damn, look what he did to Billy go rough. Little bitch think she Kiki Palmer, silly hoe. She know I'm that bull, but I ain't from Philly though. From the city where they sing about that ribbon like petty poops. Know them niggas plotting, gotta deal with me. Can't catch me slipping, got to steal with me. Just left Alabama, bought a chopper from some hillbilly move. He made my feel the blade. Leave them all bruised, come through like a plague. Rebel off the leash like a dog out the cage. Call me Johnny Blaze on Run West May. Watch your step get stretched like a limousine. So my brother bring that blade back wet, that's my enemy. A little nigga, this that cold, need to talk. Niggas know I got blood in my cup, I just sip it like it's grenadine. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Tell them niggas good night, here come the best. Look, told them niggas get right or get left. UPK, bad man, I pin to your flesh. Hellboy, rip the soul out of dead man shit. Got the rate, the power, I been the showstopper. Yeah, they might hate, but I know they gon' watch. Zone on lock, and you know the flow prop. Iced out, got the drip out of David Jones lock. Know I got the plan, they say that you the man. No shit, Sherlock, I'm the one you heard about. Burn down the building, let them all watch. Throw that one west up, then I swerve out. Sick with this shit, I do not need a detox. He don't watch a step, blow him out them Reeboks. We taking over, I'm sending the word out. Can't see me, little nigga, I put you in a bird box. Look, it's One West practical, gladiator, maximum. Creep on them slow, but that Glock fire rapido. All I want is more power, more straps to blow. Ain't got excuse for no car, he gon' have to go. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out.
Yeah. UPK shit, man, One West. Hey. I'm a UPK nigga, I'm stuck in my ways. That's on them, letting cowards fill up they ranks. Goddamn, lost tribes got them following waves. Loyalty a lifestyle, nigga, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm a saint, no New Orleans, it's going up. Next spot, we at the B&B. I'm turned up, I'll pull up in the SRT. Burning rubber, hey, UPK shit. Look, met her at the club, told her pull up to the lobby. She know I'm in the coat, we're all black, no Illuminati. This my other half shit, I can't move without it. These my motherfucking brothers, yeah, what I'm gonna do without them, yeah. If it's beef, I can't wait to sink my teeth in. Niggas going overboard, they off the deep end. Why you tripping off that hoe? That's some weak shit. Told him put me in the game cause I love defense. Yeah, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Yeah, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ay, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, I ain't gotta settle, I got options, ma. No, I stand on business, my name not Tazar. I'll pop you with this pocket rock. Feed a nigga shells like a taco truck. Hey, this bitch got sound effects, it go I ain't tripping on no drink, got bottles in a room. I'm in Durham, North Carolina, bitch, it's 12 a.m. Look at them, they ain't none of us and we ain't them. I told him put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ay, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ay, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Want me to call, yeah. UPK shit, man, you already know what it is. It's the 55th annual Passover, man, turn up. We gon' do this shit the UPK way, not the other way. You hear me?
Okay.
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and our brother and sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why you don't mean I can't find you? He was like, who is this nigga? Where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Hamma wa Aidya Yahau. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what they need.
That's
brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, like, afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens. And that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith, y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire, more fire.
All right, Shalom Israel, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Allah Tham Hashem Yahushua to our sisters. We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, we've been bringing out the truth about the Bible, the truth about the identity of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the transatlantic and sub-Saharan slave trade. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you are, you know what I'm saying, according to the Bible, according to history, archaeology, according to biblical prophecy, you know what I'm saying, things we can observe that's happened to us, we are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites. You know what I'm saying? That's who we are. We are not black. We are not Caribbean. We're not South American or Latino or Hispanic. We're not Native American. We're not, you know, these names that we go by today. We are truly the descendants of the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Through Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, through to the 12 tribes of Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Manasseh, so on and so forth. All right. Today's class is the Lashawan Qadash classes, where I teach you how to read, write, and speak biblical Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Shalom to everybody that is, you know, tuning in. See, of course, we have on the live, we have Kayala, Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Hashem Yahushai.
Shalom, Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Hashem Yahushai.
Most High Christ. We also got in the comments Nazamana, Shalom sis, Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Hashem Yahushai. We got the sister Rab Kwa, Shalom sis, Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Hashem Yahushai. We got somebody Yakaba, Shalom. Somebody asked if we have a camp in Massachusetts. What part is that in America?
Mm-hmm.
What part of America is Massachusetts?
Oh.
Let me see. Massachusetts, is that a state? Oh, that's a state, okay. Hold on, let me see. So you got Massachusetts, Connecticut. It's kind of close by New York. Let me see. You got Boston. If Boston, yeah, Boston's in Massachusetts. We got a brother in Boston. Okay. What you want to do? Let me see if I can let me see, ISUPK Boston. What you mainly want to do is to search isupk.com. You know what I'm saying? You can find the contact information for the Boston school. Let me see if I can find that for you. Matter of fact, schools. You want to go to Boston. Where's Boston? Boston, Massachusetts. All right, find a school. Okay, the Boston school, Upper Darby, is that Pennsylvania? I believe this is the number for the Boston school. All right, so you want to give this number a call. All right, and you should be able to get through. It's going to come in another thing, right? Should be able to get through to the Boston school. All right, I should have put that, you know, just Boston school. It's fine, but that's the number for the Boston school. All right. Also, shalom to the sister Marisa. All right, shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Hashem Yahushai. All right. Also notice, you know, people state in their registry in the comments, couple sisters. As I like to do at the beginning of each class, I like to have everybody state their registry. All right. So, I'm gonna start with Kayla. Could I get you to state your registry for me, Baba Kushar?
Kayla, Bath Yahweh, Bath Yasharala.
Most High Christ. So Kayla, Bath Yahweh, Bath Yasharala. Okay, Most High Christ. Let me also put up, I see the registries in the comments. So we got Nazamana, Bath Yahweh, Bath Yasha'ala, Most High Christ. All right, we got Rab Kwa, Bath Ra'alban, Bath Yasha'ala, Most High Christ, or daughter of Reuben. All right, then we got the sister here, Marisa, Bath Banyamian, Bath Yasha'ala, Most High Christ. Also, shalom to Black Mike. All right, shalom, Lord of Christ. All right, so we'll go ahead and share the screen and we'll get into tonight's class. All right, tonight's class is, you know, what you can very clearly, you know, observe what's going on in the world right now, especially in America. Especially Trump just
trying to show his bravado and just showing that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Just showing it every day how much of a devil he is. Like, they've always been devils. The rulers in, you know, the likes of America, Britain, you know what I'm saying, France, you know, all these colonies, Spain, so on and so forth. They've always been devils, but they've always tried and hide their true nature. Like, they've always tried to keep who they are under wraps, you know what I'm saying, keep and make themselves appear as the good guy. Like, somehow the man that went around conquering everybody, went around unaliving, stealing, pillaging, enslaving the whole earth, has turned around today, put on a suit and tie and tried to appear as the good guy. But that same devil in that suit and tie is showing you who he is today. It's showing you right in your face who he is. It's showing you the only thing he cares about is that oil, that money in Venezuela. That's all he cares about, taking that wealth out of Venezuela. And just recently, they renamed, and I want to find a video on this. I tried to find it before the let me see if I can pull it up from here. Just recently, they renamed. I'm gonna play it right after we go through the alphabet. All right, let me do it that way. All right, so also, shalom to this sister, I believe. All right, so Kaila, could you run through the Hebrew alphabet for me, Baba Kushar?
Abba, Gada, Hawa, Zakataya, Kala, Mana, Sa'ai, Ha, Tazakwa, Ra, Sha, Tha.
Most High in Christ. All right, Most High in Christ. As the sister read, you know what I'm saying? Abba, Gada, Hawa, Zaka, Taya, Kala, Mana, Sa'ai, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Tha. All right, Most High in Christ. So let's go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, start. So the title of this class is War Has Always Been in the Heart of the Oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to read through some verses in the Bible, you know what I'm saying, to show you who exactly the oppressor is. You know what I'm saying? Who he's always been. All right. So the kind of inspiration for this class, as of course been seen in the media, you know what I'm saying, the wars, you know, Trump just invading Venezuela, going in there, bombing the country to steal their oil. You of course have, you know, responses from various countries. And it seems like you know, every day Trump is in office, and every day the war in Ukraine and Russia is going on. Every day the war in Palestine and Israel is going on. We are inching further and further towards the Third World War. You know what I'm saying? But something that happened just recently, you know, made me just think of this scripture that I wanted to read and break down. All right, so let me share my screen right over here. Let's see if I share it. I share this tab and put on the sound.
Deterrence based on America first and peace through strength and common sense. And now everyone that enters this building, whether it's generals or civilians or foreign.
Can y'all hear that video? I want to refresh to pause it right at the beginning. All right. Could y'all hear that video? I ain't see no ones just yet. Let me see. Hopefully they or if you can't hear the video, put a 2. Let me see if I play it again. I might need to. Is there options to like share sound?
It was playing.
It was playing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was playing with the audio. Okay, the water to Black Knight, the water Kyla as well. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and play this video. So this is the new, you know what I'm saying, the new, what used to be the Department of Defense, right? America's, you know what I'm saying, Department of Military Action, right? Or military force used to be called the Department of Defense. You know, they're trying to frame it and word it in a way where we're just, you know, defending the people of America, or we're defending this country and that country from terrorists. We're defending this country from a dictator. They've now said, F the defense. We're going to rename and rebrand the DOD, Department of Defense, to the DOW, to the Department of War. Let's play this video.
There we go. We wanted to replace this because we want everyone that comes through this door to know that we're deadly serious about the name change of this organization. That yes, we love everything that the Department of Defense represented, but this is a new era of the Department of War that is focused on winning wars, not just perpetually defending, making sure we know exactly what the mission is and that the troops are sent there to succeed and win. So the Department of War has a new ethos. We're rebuilding it. We're reestablishing deterrence. It's based on America first and peace through strength and common sense.
It's based on America first and peace through strength and common sense. Meanwhile, Trump is committing an international crime, invading Venezuela to steal oil. Meanwhile, Trump right now has ICE agents harassing, detaining, and kidnapping American citizens in his own country, otherwise known as domestic terrorism. Meanwhile, Trump is just a warmongering, money-hungry maniac. And they have, rebranded the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Essentially, I could only see this as they're declaring basically war on, whoever they choose is an enemy.
And now everyone that enters this building, whether it's generals or civilians or foreign leaders, is going to see, hey, this is not just on paper. This is not just the title. This is exactly who we are.
That is exactly who they are. He said it himself. What's his name? Pete Hegseth? Pete Hegseth said exactly what it is. He's now no longer the Secretary of Defense. He's the Secretary of War. And that is who they are. That is absolutely who they are. So let's go through and read through, these Bible verses, right? So what we're going to read is Psalms chapter 55, and from verse 20 through to 21, we're going to read that in the Hebrew. Okay, so I'm going to do this over here. Kayla, at your own pace, could you read through verse 20?
Shalak, Yad Yawah, Ba Shalom Yawah, Kalau, Bar Yathwa.
Bar Yathwa. Most High in Christ. Okay. So as we like to do, as we go through these verses, are there any words or phrases that you recognize? Or if it looks similar to a word that seems familiar, by all means, see if you know it, see if you have the correct one or the root word.
Yadia. Is that Yadia? Is that my hand? Or is that a completely different word?
No, but you're absolutely correct. So the root here, the root of this part right here is yad, right? Meaning hand. Now this yad ya is similar to like saying yad yam, right? There's some instances where the plural just adds a ya and it's still plural, like banya being sons or children. And there's, you'll see where it can use banyam. The way you see like yadya, you could use yadyam in that same instance. So you have yadya, which is hands, and then yadyawa. So what would yadyawa mean? So we have wa at the end of a word.
The wa is it? Wa can sometimes be like his or he, right? So
Exactly.
his hands.
His hands. Perfect. It's a perfect translation, right? So Yad Yawah is his hands, right? Hold on, I don't want to load this. Let me just make the thing wider. All right, so Yad Yawah translates to his hands, okay? Okay, is there any other words or phrases that look familiar?
Shalamya.
Shalamya, okay. So you have, so what does shalamya mean, or what's the root word here?
Shalom.
Shalom, which means what?
Peace.
Peace, exactly, right? Peace. So you have shalamya, which will be like peace, plural, or like peaceable, right? People that are at peace, right? So you have shalamya, which would be like peace, plural, or peaceable people, or things that, in the context of the verse, people that are at peace with this person, right? So you have ba as a preposition. What does ba as a preposition mean?
In or on.
It could be in, on. It could also be with or against, right? In this context, we're going to use against, okay? So this is going to be against, basically against those that are peaceable, right? Or have peace. So it's like multiple people that is talking about have, or at peace or are peaceable with this man. And then this wa at the end would be him, right? So it's like against those who are peaceable with him, right? Or those who have peace with him. Okay, so we have against, it's going to do the whole, I don't like that it does that. Hold on. Let's make this wider. Did I do, let me see. I have to make the text smaller. I don't like that size. Let me do like 35 or 40. No, 40 is large, 35. Okay, so against those who, well, let me do against such as be at peace with him. Okay. Let me change the size of this. When I've done this previously, I can't remember if I do it all in caps. Let's see. Let me just take a quick look at previous classes where I kind of go through a similar structure. All right, hold on one second. So let me see. Yeah, I do all caps. Okay. I'll do the same thing. All right, so he does something with his hands against those that are peaceable, right? So I could let me see, such as be at peace, or those that are peaceable. It's about the same. Like, I'm trying to think of a way to shorten it just for the space we have. But essentially, I know it's a very short phrase in the Hebrew, but that's basically what it's getting at, right? You have the preposition ba, which is in, on, with, or against. You have shalom, which means peace. You have shalom ya, which would be the plural, right? So pieces, right? Or those that are peaceable in essence. And then the wa is him. Okay, so against such as be at peace with him. That's how it's translated in the verse. So I'll leave it like that. Okay. And is there any other words or phrases you recognize?
Baryath.
What's Baryath?
A covenant or agreement.
Covenant or agreement.
Or
okay.
pact.
Exactly. Right. So it's a covenant. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Hold on. Someone's saying the signal's bad. I'm not sure if it's on his end. Okay. If somebody could put a 2 in the chat if the connection's a little choppy. I think it could very well be my connection. Hold on. And the weather in the UK has been a little rough recently. It's been messing up the connection. Or put a 2 if the connection is bad or rough. Put a 1 if it's Tawab. It might be a little slow. Let's see if I can do this. Hold on.
I was watching it on my phone. It looks fine right now.
It looks Tawab. It's coming in clearer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the sound is fine.
All right, Most High Christ, the water. All right, hopefully it sorted itself out. Is there anything, Kamash, is there anything you didn't hear or you need me to repeat? Because I can go through it again. So you said 1 and 2. It's good and bad at the same time. All right, okay, no sweat. Okay, I'm seeing some 1s. All right, let me know if it gets rough. All right, let me see if I can watch it on here. I watch the playback, see what it's like. Hold on. 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay. I'm seeing. Hold on. Classes where I kind of go through a similar structure. All right, hold on 1 second. It's not bad. Let me see. He does something with his hands, but it could be going in and out. Okay, it's Tawab. Okay, Tawada. All right, Salakia. Okay, so you said Bariath, right? Bariath was like as you said, a covenant, an agreement, right? That sort of thing. Okay, so what would Bariath Wa mean?
His covenant?
His covenant, right? Exactly. Okay, so his covenant. Let me change the text of all of these to like 35. Let me do that now. This one and this one. Can I not select both? All right, let's do 1 by 1. Okay, 35 and this text box is 35. Let me do that real quick with these two. Okay, 35. Okay, cool. All right, so his, as you said, his covenant. Okay. All right, so now we need to get, I don't know why it does it like that. Usually it would just extend the text box. All right, okay, that's fine. Okay, so we need now shalak, right? What shalak means, and kalal. Okay.
For shalak,
Mm-hmm.
I only have 1 word. I have send.
Send is good. Send is good. Okay. So let me do this. So we have the word over here. I'm gonna share the Blue Letter Bible, right? Shalak. Okay. Shalak in this verse, it describes it as to put forth. When you go into the word shalak, Bible usage means to send. You know what I'm saying? Is that what you said, right? To send? Carla, is that what you said? You said to send, right? To send, to stretch out, right? To send off, right? So to send is correct, right? It could also be to stretch out. Then we have Yad Yawah, which is his hands, right? So it would be he has sent forth his hands, right? Or he has stretched forth his hands, right? I'm gonna put he have, and the he have is not, it's not in the word shalak, but it would be implied. It's who we're talking about. We're talking about, in the previous verse, it describes him as them, he that abideth of old, right? Which is the devil, which is Satan. The same serpent that was in the garden with Adam and Eve, right? Which was not a snake, but a man. Right? The same type of man that does this thing, right? That does this very thing we're talking about, right? So, but he hath sent, I put send forth, or I'll put forth. He put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. All right, move this here. Okay, and then we have the word halal. Okay, so the word halal, let's get into this word. Okay, halal, it translates as here, the broken, right? Then we have the actual translation means to profane or to defile or to pollute, to desecrate, right? Or to profane something, to make something worthless, to defile it, meaning you make an agreement, and it's talking about the covenant, right? He's defiled his covenants. He's profaned his covenant, his agreements. Like he makes agreements with, you know what I'm saying, the Native Indians, and he breaks them and slays everybody, commits genocide. He makes agreements with the Latinos and and you know, says, okay, well, you can have this land. You know what I'm saying? You can have this land, we'll section this off for you, and then goes and invades that land and tries to claim that land and its resources for himself. Meanwhile, America itself is not, it doesn't belong to him. He made agreements with the so-called West Indians, you know what I'm saying, that went and fought in their wars, you know what I'm saying, and then later they said, okay, well, if you fight in our wars, you could come over to our country with no paperwork. No paperwork, you don't need any paperwork, just come over. And when we came over, we got nothing but racial abuse, financial exploitation, you know what I'm saying, physical abuse, you know, all manner of things we suffered. And later on, they broke that covenant and tried to deport those people from the Caribbean or the West Indies because why? They didn't have paperwork. It's the same thing that they're doing with even the whole ICE agents today. They'll use the Hispanics, they'll use the Latinos, our Latino brothers, for cheap labor. Like they'll use them for cheap labor, but once they're, you know, once they're done using them up, they'll you know, they break their covenant with them. They break whatever agreement they had with them and either just you know, throw them into prison to work for even cheaper labor, or unalive them, or put them into basically concentration camps, right? We're seeing Hitler 2.0. That's what we're seeing right now happen in America. But who's gonna call this out? Is Keir Starmer gonna say anything against this man? Is anybody going to say anything against this man? All right. So we have halal, which means to defile or profane, right? So I'm gonna put and profaned his covenant, right? Profane means to, it means, I believe it means to what? To make worthless. Let me look this up real quick. I'm gonna get the proper definition. Profane. I think the word I'm thinking of is vain. Right, hold on. Profane as a definition. Okay, it's to treat something sacred with irreverence or disrespect, right? So to disrespect something or desecrate it, right? To not respect, to not adhere to an agreement that he made, right? That's what he does with any agreement this devil makes. This oppressor comes to your country and is trying to strike a deal. He will not honor it. You will absolutely not honor it, and you will find however many years later it takes, your people will start getting unalived over whatever deal it is that he's made. Okay? All right, so let us, all right, let's carry on. Okay? So let's carry on in verse 21. Okay, so whenever you're ready, go ahead and read this verse for me, Baba Kushar.
Kalakwa, Ma Kama'ath, Payawa, Wa Korab, Labwa, Rakwa, Dabar Yawa,
Mm-hmm.
Ma Shaman,
Mm-hmm.
Waha Wahama,
Mm-hmm.
Ha Pathakwath.
Thakwath. Mm-hmm. Most High in Christ. All right. So again, are there any words or phrases that you recognize from this verse?
Dabaria,
The barya. Mm-hmm. What's the barya?
Dabar, and I'm not sure about most of the words. So would it be like speak or spake, or is it word?
Words.
Words.
Words, exactly. Right. So the bar as a verb means to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Right. As a noun, it means things spoken, speech, or like the act, whatever it was that was spoken, carrying that out. Right. So in this context, it's going to be word. And then so the bar would be word. The bar ya is like a way of pluralizing it. So words, and then the bar yawa would mean what? What would that wa at the end mean?
His.
His, exactly. All right, so his words. All right, his words. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay, so his words. All right, is there any other words or phrases you recognize?
Korab.
Korab. Okay, what does korab mean?
To offer or to bring.
Mm-hmm. So korab can mean to offer, to bring, as in like to sacrifice. It could also, the word korab can have a couple meanings based on the context.
Mm-hmm.
So it can mean to offer something. It can mean to bring something near. It can mean to meet or encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you know korab can mean?
Among, within, like in the midst of.
Fine. So that can also be correct, right? It's to bring forth, to meet or encounter, like in the midst. That can also be korab. I'll give you a hint on the context of this korab. We have a brother in the UK named Hakayan Korab. Let me see if you know what that means. If you're not sure, just say you're not sure.
I'm not sure. Is there a third definition? I have come near, bring, offer, whatever, and then I have among, within.
The word korab. So let me see. The word korab can also mean battle or war. Right, so in this context, it's going to be war. I'm going to show you real quick over here. So you have korab right here. This is the korab that's in the verse. I mean battle or war, right? Or a hostile encounter. So think of like this korab here means to encounter, means to come near. You see right here, to come near, approach, to offer as well, right? That's what you was reading. There's also a korab where people are coming near, but it's not to offer something. People are approaching and encountering, but it's a hostile encounter. Okay, and that version of korab means war. Okay, so let's go back to where it was at. So we have wa korab, right? And this wa, so wa as a preposition means what? And or what? With. Not necessarily with. That would more be ba. But wa as a preposition would be like and, or essentially a continuation of what's being said, right? So it can also include words like but or yet, therefore, right? So on and so forth. It's a continuation of what's being said. Okay, the context of what's being said prior would mean this wa is kind of like but on the opposite side. So like a but or a yet. Okay, so I'm gonna do it as yet. So we have yet, war, and then we have labwa. Okay, do you know what the word lab means?
I feel like I should.
I'll give you a hint. It's to do with anatomy. It's a part of the body.
Mm.
I wonder if I think we went over it in that class, the more recent one where we went over and revisited and kind of expounded on anatomy in Hebrew. You see, I'm gonna check the comments as well. If anybody recognizes a word or a phrase in the comments as well, feel free to put it in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping an eye as well. So if there's a word you recognize or think you might know, and don't be afraid to put, any answer in the chat. If it's right, then it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong, but we'll just look and find it. But if you have any idea what it might be, feel free to put it in the chat.
I don't have it on my chart.
Okay, no sweat. The word lab, or it's sometimes written as labab, means heart. Okay, so lab is your heart, right? So we have labwa, meaning what?
His heart?
His heart, right? So let me do this. So we have yet war, and then there's a connection. So the connected part would be like is, right? There's no Hebrew word for is. Hold on. All right, but that's kind of what would be here in between, is in his heart. Or you could just you have, is in, let's do it like that, because the is in isn't like in the phrase, but it's implied, right? In, it's like his heart, okay? Hold on, let me extend this. All right, so yet war is in his heart. So wa korab labwa. Okay. Now here, is there any other words and phrases anybody recognizes? Take this down. Also, shalom to Kwamai Da, shalom sissy, how shema lataba shemi shai. We got a sister Janiette Trimble. All right, shalom sissy, how shema lataba shemi shai. Tiffany Jones, shalom, Lord in Christ. All right. So let's see. Should keep an eye on the comments. Okay. Any other words on phrases, or are you ready to go through it?
For shaman, I have oil.
Oil is correct. No sorry, Christ. All right, shaman, we have is oil, right? So we have so his words, and then we have like of oil, right? So this ma would be like of or from. This previous word has a part to play in the way we're going to define this, right? So this would be like, let's see, we're going to define this as like than oil. And it's going to make a bit more sense when we define this part. Okay, so his words, something than oil. Okay. Any other words or phrases? Or are we good to go? We're gonna start translating. Well, as we do.
I could have sworn I had Pathakwath. I feel like we've done that word recently.
Pathakwath. Looking at the definition that I have, I don't know if we went over this word recently. So it might be similar to a word it does sound familiar, but looking at like the translation and the way it's used, matter of fact, I'm gonna go into the word and see. What do you have as pathak? I think we might have went over it recently as like to carve or engrave, because this word comes from the root pathak, right? Which over here show you means to open, or to free or loosen, or to engrave or carve. So that might have been where we went through the word pathak, where we went where we're translating the verse. It was like, thou shalt not, make any graven image or graven idol, or however that's worded, right? I think that might be where we got the word pathak. But what we have here, the root is pathak. In the verse, it's pathakwath, right? So let me go back over here.
I think that's all I have.
You think that's all you got? Okay, no sign Christ. All right. Shalom to Ayala, Yahweh Shema Latha Bahashim Yahushua.
Yahshua Latha Bahashim Yahushua.
No sign Christ. What we're doing now is we are just translating and going through these two verses right here. So Psalms 55 and 20 and Psalms 55 and 21. Right? If you want to write these verses down along with their translations, I'm saying feel free to do so. We're currently translating verse 21. Okay. If you have any questions or want me to slow down as we're going through it, Ayala, just let me know, okay?
Come.
All right, no sign Christ. Okay, so the first word we have here in verse 21 is kalakwa. Okay, so kalakwa, right? So let's get that over here in the Blue Letter Bible. Matter of fact, I want to see. Let me just share my whole screen. Let's do it that way. All right, hold on. Let me do this and this. Let's do that. Okay. Stop sharing my screen and then share the full thing so y'all can see it on both sides. All right, so y'all should be able to see my screen now, right? Okay. All right, so we got the first word here, kalakwa. All right, kalakwa. So let's get this here. Kalak. All right, let's go into the word. So we have to divide, we have to flatter, we have the word smoother. Okay. All right, to divide, okay, a primitive root to be smooth, or by implication, smooth stones were used for lots to apportion or separate. Okay, so the root word of this word is to be smooth. That's the definition in this verse. Okay, so smooth. Okay. All right, so kalakwa would be like, he is smooth, right? Right, or smooth is him. Then we have makama'ath, right? So I'm gonna put, let me see. You have really this whole phrase is put together, right? So let's do it part by part, and then we'll probably combine it into a joint phrase, right? So we have makama'ath, right? Makama'ath, which is this word, right? So let's get this word. We have, all right, we have makama'ath, which here is butter or than butter. Okay. Also like words of flattery. right? So this is like you're buttering, like this is a phrase we use today, right? You're buttering somebody up, okay? So it denotes something buttery, pleasant, flattery, right? So like his words or what's coming out of his mouth, that's how it's used here, is smooth than butter, right? You go into this word kama'a. Kama'a means butter. So ma kama'a is like of butter or from butter or kind of like butter, like the attributes of butter, right? So smooth or smoother, since ma kama'ath would be like than butter, right? Smoother. Make this bigger. So smoother than butter. Okay. And then draw this out a little bit. Then we have payawa. Payawa. The root here is the word pa. Does anybody know what the word pa means?
Mouth.
Mouth, right? The word pa means mouth, right? Then we have paya, which would be like, like the plural, right? Hold on. Masculine single construct. Okay, so like, so not the plural, but like just another way of saying his mouth. Now we could just say this today as pa wa, right? To say his mouth. But there's certain times where in the Bible it's just kind of said different or used different language, right? So we have pa yawa, which is like saying the mouth of him, right? Or his mouth. Okay, so smoother than butter is his mouth, right? So if we put all that together and just combine these three parts, right? 1, 2, 3. So this would all combine to say his mouth is smoother than butter, right? Like he can convince the whole world that like he is, not the whole world, because there's, plenty of countries, plenty of people who see, like we in the ISUPK, we see him for what he truly is. But a lot of the world is being deceived and blinded to think that this man who unalived, enslaved, stole from, colonized the whole earth, he's turned over a new leaf. And now he's, a good person who, gives aid and helps to develop these countries. This man doesn't do anything that's outside of his own self-interest. If he does something to help you, it's for either power, wealth, or, just out of, making himself feel better. But it's not for you. It's for him, right? It's for that particular group of people that just go around taking whatever they want, right? Let me see. So his mouth is smoother than butter. Then this is where we have the wa, right? So it's a continuation, but based on what's being said previously, you'd use more of a word like but or yet, right? So yet war is in his heart, okay? Then we have the word rakwa, right? So rakwa, the rak would be the root here, and then wa would be his or it. Okay, so let's get this. We have rak, right? The root here. Let me see. The root, rakak. Okay, it means to be tender or to be soft, right? Tender, soft, let's see, to soften. Okay, so we have soft, right? So it'd be like soft are his words than oil, or like oil, right? So if we put these three parts together, this translates to his words are softer than oil. Okay. All right, so his words are softer than oil. Hold on. And then we have Wahama, right? Wahama. So we have Wa, again, a preposition. We have Ham or Hama, right? Does anybody know what the word Ham or Hama means?
Is they
Mm-hmm.
or them?
They or them, exactly. Right? Right? In this context, it's going to be they. Right? So we have Wa, which in this context would be, similar to his mouth is smooth than butter, yet war is in his heart. His words are softer than oil, yet they. All right, so this would be yet. They. The root word here is ham. Hama is just another way of saying that, right? It's just a ha at the end. Okay. So yet they. Then we have Pathakwath. All right, Pathakwath. Let's get this word. Pathakwath means drawn swords, right? Yet they are drawn swords, right? They have this. Hold on. Why is this moved? They're claiming they're all about peace and about doing good deeds. They've changed. They've turned over a new leaf. They're about liberating the people of Venezuela. That's what they're about. But Trump is, Trump is like he's a little slow. Like he's like a child. Like a child isn't as subtle as a grown person. Which is funny. It's like the Bible says, children are the oppressors and women rule over them. Right now, we are being oppressed by a child. Like he's not a grown man. Everything he says and does is like, I'm the best and nobody's ever been as great as me. And even when he's, trying to go to war with another country, he can't even pretend to, like, he's not smart enough to pretend to lie that it's for, it's to liberate the people or to help the people. He will tell you straight up it's about stealing their oil. He'll tell you straight up that, it just tells you what it is. He'll rename the Department of Defense to the Department of War. And he's showing you who he is. Like he is an honest devil. You can at the very least appreciate the honesty of a devil. Like a devil that's trying to lie and deceive and trying to, trick you as if they're on your side. That's one thing. But a devil that just, he tells you what he is. You can at least appreciate that devil's honesty, so to avoid him. So what he is about and what any decision he makes is about. It's about war. It's absolutely about war. What he's doing right now, all over America, is about war. He's basically waged war on his own citizens. Like there was some oppressor, some American woman that got unalived by ICE agents that are under his orders because he is about war. And it is getting time. It is ticking on. We are getting close to the Third World War with Trump in office. I mean, good night. With Trump in office, it's damn near every word he says inches us closer to war. And just let it happen. Let the war come, because from war comes our liberation. From this Third World War that's coming comes the liberation and freedom of Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. As what was it? Pete Hegseth, he was saying, they're about peace through strength. Let me tell you something else. Let me tell you who else is about peace through strength. Christ is about peace for his people through strength. The Most High is about peace for his people through strength. And in that day, we'll find out who is stronger. we will absolutely find out who is stronger. All right, so we have here Pathakwath is drawn swords, right? And we have the wath at the end, so it's plural. So it's yet, they. You could do like are, they are drawn swords, or they have drawn swords. You know what I'm saying? Whatever word you want to use to connect that. All right, yet they, let me use have, right? Yet they have drawn, like drawn their swords. Okay. Right, so their swords are out in the open. Their weapons are ready. He's itching to press some button to blow up some country. You know what I'm saying? He's just itching for war. And they used to try and hide it. They used to try and be subtle about it. But, you know, like Keir Starmer, you know, the Prime Minister of the UK, he's still, you know, trying to be subtle about how he attempts to take over the world. Like, that's all they're about. That's all an oppressor, a devil is about, just taking over something that isn't his and oppressing people and having them subject under him, paying him tax money so he can, you know, fly wherever he wants to in the world on some private yacht, or private jet, I should say. He ain't flying very far on a yacht. Or sail around in his yachts and whatever, you know, just enjoy the fatness of the earth. That's what they're about. All right, so as this class broken down, war has always been in the heart of the oppressor. He has put forth his hands against such that be at peace with him, and he's profaned his covenants. Right, every single agreement he has broken it. All right, his mouth is smoother than butter, yet war is in his heart. His words are softer than oil, yet they have drawn swords. Right? That is the oppressor. That is the so-called white man today, right? That is the Europeans. That is the people that have always been, just war is how they live. That's in the Bible. Like, he lives by the sword. He lives by conquest. He can't, you know, sit down and just enjoy what he has. He can't do it. He has to have war. Like Trump, he has to have war. All right, so that is, you know, we've gone through translating those verses. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the second half of this class. So where we're going to be reading from, we'll go through the Sabbath service verses. From where we left off last week, we're going to start off this week in Numbers 7, verse 71. Let me close these extra tabs I don't need right now. All right. So let's do, need the interlinear. And we're going to be in Numbers chapter 7. All right, so we'll read through a couple verses. All right, and then we'll see where we are. All right, so Numbers chapter 7. Scroll down. What number? Okay, 79. So we're going to start from verse 71. Now, I think these verses, you know, all throughout chapter 7, it's kind of similar to last week. So we have kind of the same type of words, but as you know, we'll just go through. If there's any new words, we'll go through it. So we have wa lazabak. All right, so wa is a let me do this too. Just bold this thing here. Wa as a preposition. Okay, so wa as a preposition means and, well, basically, like the simplest version is and, is in essence a continuation of what's being said. And we have la. All right, so as a preposition as well. Wa lazabak. So la as a preposition. What does la as a preposition mean? Who can tell me?
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
2 or 4.
2 or 4. Excellent. Right, so la means 2 or 4. Then we have the word zabak. Does anybody know what zabak means?
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Okay, sacrifice. Okay, so, and for sacrifice, right, we have ha shalamyam. So we have ha as a preposition. Ayala, could you tell me what ha as a preposition means?
Like you said, just ha.
Mm-hmm. The, exactly, right? So ha means the, right? So we have the, and then shalamyam. All right, shalamyam is peace offerings. Okay, shalamyam is peace offerings. And if you go into that verse, so the root here is obviously shalom, right? So we have shalom, which is a peace offering, and it is singular. The word can mean to give peace, to make peace, or a peace offering, things that are to do with peace, right? That's what shalom means. Okay, and then you have shalom yam, which is plural. So let me do this. Shalom is a peace offering. Shalom yam would be peace offerings, right? Of course, depending on the context. All right. Okay. All right. Then we have bakwar. Okay, bakwar, as we went through last week, is oxen or generally cattle. Okay. We have shanyam. The root here is the word shanya. You can tell me what shanya means.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Two.
Shanya is two, right? Two, I'm saying the number two, right? Or like a double, a pair, but in essence, it's the number two. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm not sure if it was last week or the week before,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember it said like I think it was two ox or whatever.
Yep.
But I think the word was shanyam, and it
Mhm.
threw me off because I'm like, is
Yeah.
it two or is this like shanyam is second, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm looking at it right here, right? So we have shanyam right here. So bakwar shanyam, that's the two oxes, right? If you go in this word, right, it's shanyam. So shanyam is the word two, and then you have right here, shanya is second. So I think that's the way it works, right? Shanyam means two, shanya means second, right? I want to go over. Let me see. When I went through numbers and stuff, you see, I went through a class that was like ordinal and cardinal numbers. Let me see if I can go back and refer. It was, let's see. It's gonna be like right about that's my those are the numbers. I think it might be this one. No, that's the symbolic roots. Where's numbers? I've done a lot of classes, y'all. So like I always keep everything as a reference. All right, so let me see. So it's gonna be somewhere. It's not this one, is it? Prepositions not. It's gonna be somewhere where there's like two. Here it is. Okay, so cardinal and ordinal numbers. Okay, so we have two. All right, we have shanyam is two. I think shanyam is like just the number two, and shanya is where you're saying it's one where it's shanya is like two of something typically. But you could probably use shanyam as well, and then shanya here is second. Okay, so if you see shanya, like I think if you see shanya and an object, it's two of that object. Or it might even be the other way. I don't remember how I said it last time, but I remember I did some research on this word where it was like shanya. Hold on. Right, so this is shanya for second. We go back to shanya. Right, shanyam. used in saying the number 2. Okay. Usually a construct before plural noun. Okay, so right, like to say there's 2 of something. Here it's like Shania Tazamayadian, right? Say 2 of something. So it can be said that way. But Shanyam is just the number 2. Okay, so let's go back. So I'm gonna get too complex. All right, let's go back to today's. Where we at with it? We are right here. Okay, so Shanyam means 2. I'm gonna also put, since we went through the whole thing, I'm gonna put Shanyam means second. All right, Shan. It's like a Shan. I put the N and the M wrong way around. Shanyam, not Shanyam, Shanya. Shanya is second, right? Like second place. Okay. Then let's go back to the verse. Okay, so we have 2 oxen. Then we have ayalam, right? The root here is ayal, which means a ram. Then we have kamasha. The root here is kamash, which is the number 5. Okay. Then we have Ithad. I think if you go into it, it was like Ithawad. But the root here is going to be Ithad. Remember these was, you have to be careful with these was, because that can be something that the oppressor, the so-called Jewish man added to make vowel sounds. Because, the Hebrew language, prior to him getting his filthy hands on it and just colonizing everything as they do, the Hebrew language had no vowels, right? But because he couldn't understand the language without vowels, because he's used to, Latin languages and have all manner of vowels, he added certain letters. It was like a was, yas, and I think, what was the last one? We went through this whole thing with the word shalom that everybody loves to say, right? But the word is shalom. It's just the oppressor added this wa in to make an O sound. Like the wa letter makes an O or an U sound, you can see here, right? That's what the oppressor added, but the real word would be Ithad, right? So he added stuff to like make distinctions from words and their roots, to give, I guess, to expand the Hebrew language, but it's not for him to do that, right? So we go back to the old, back to the ancient, back to before the oppressor got his hands in our language. All right, so the word here is going to be Ithad, right? So Ithad is a male goat. All right, a male goat. It comes from the root Ithad, which means to be destined. Okay. All right, so the male goats, we have 5 as well. So Kamasha, the root being Kamash. Then we have Kabashium, the root being Kabash. What does Kabash mean?
Oh, Salakia. Goat or
Kabash doesn't mean goat.
Sheep, lamb. I feel like it's one of
lamb. All right, Kabash means lamb. Right. You also have, there's a word. Is it Shah? Well, let me find this word. I think Shah means just sheep in general. You look up sheep over here. So I might just throw that in there right next to Kabash. But we have, let's do it this way. Exact match.
Salakia.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Goat, sheep, and lamb. They're all like cousins, right?
I mean, they're similar. Like goats and sheep are similar, but they're different. They're all cattle. Let me actually look this up. Just ask the question. I'm interested. Like, are sheep and goats related? Because they have course, some similarities, but they are different. Like sheeps have woolly hair, you know, goats have like more straighter hair. Okay, so it says belonging to the subfamily Caprinae, okay, the distinct species in different genera. Okay. Rare, very infant. So it's kind of like horses and donkeys, right? So they are different, but they do have a lot of similarities. You can see even here, like they can sometimes procreate, but the offspring ends up infertile. Similar to like horses and donkeys, they can sometimes procreate, but you get a mule and mules can't procreate. So they're different enough for that to happen, right? But yeah, they're both very similar, similar animals. Right, look at the images. Yeah, sheep and goats. Sheep typically don't grow horns or horns as long. If they do grow horns, they have more woolly textured hair, like more shaggy hair, whereas goats typically are straighter hair. You can have shaggy goats as well, which goes into kind of the similarities, right? Sheep's are a little bit more passive as well than goats. Goats will ram their head into your kneecap. You know what I'm saying? Goats will fight back, whereas a sheep is more passive. You know what I'm saying? So let me also so I was looking for, you have kabash, which is a lamb or a sheep. Of course, the lamb is referring to a sheep. You also have this word shah, which is generally just the word for sheep. Can also, of course, include cattle in general, lamb, so on and so forth. You have also taza'an. Taza'an is like sheep and goats. It's your small cattle. I remember we went over that not too long ago. So let me just add in all these words, to get more variety. These scriptures are very similar to the ones we went over last week. So let's add in some extra words. Let's go over. You have shah, which is the generic word for sheep. You have taza'an, which means your small cattle, aka your goats and sheep. Okay, let me go into tazana'a. What's this word? Comes from taza'an. Okay, it's kind of just a rarely used version of taza'an, so we don't need that one. And what else? Rakal. Rakal is a female sheep, so that's a good one to get. So we say ewe, which is a female sheep. Any other words? Kabash, kashab. Let's get this word. Probably just a variation, apparently by transposition for kabash. Okay. What's transposition mean? Kashabium. What's transposition? Let me look this word up. Hold on. I ain't just gonna make stuff up. I'm gonna look it up. All right, transposition. Meaning. The action of transposing something. Well, that's helpful. that's really helpful. Okay. The act or process of changing something from one position to another. Okay, so basically just move the shah and the ba. Okay, all right. So that's just like a what's an example of this? I mean, Israelites do this all the time. Like Israelites do this all the time. You have like for example with the word ask, you'll have ask. I mean, Israelites do this all the time in the Caribbean, in America. I mean, that's about right. We are the Israelites, so this is our culture. All right, but the more common used, what I understand, is kabash. Hold on, yeah, lamb 105 times. So kabash is the word we would use. Okay, right. You got like in Jamaica a big one, a big one. My dad is a culprit of. You have like biblical, and you have biblical. It's this. They transposed the L and the I, or the what's it, the L and the B, whatever they've moved around. The Israelites will do that all the time. All right. So let's carry on. All right. So Kabashium. All right. So we went over various different types of sheep or ways to say sheep. Okay. We have Banya and we have Shana. Shana is a word which means year. Okay. Kamasha. Okay. We have the word Za. Za means, I think it's just basically translated as this or that. Hold on. This, these, or here. Okay. Let's see. Let me get this. Okay. H2088. I'm going to reference this over here. Because I like how this one lays out the word and gives you the definition here. So like this or that. Okay. All right. So this or that. It could be these. I've seen sometimes where it's done like Hazah as these, which is like the this, but it just combines and it's like these. Okay. Let's carry on. We have Quaraban. All right, so that comes from that root Qarab, the Kayla I was talking about earlier, which means to like to bring, could be by implication to offer, or to encounter or meet. All right, that sort of thing. Okay. Then you have the Qarab earlier, which means war or a battle, which is a gathering of people. All right, they're encountered, but it's hostile encounter. All right, then you have here Quaraban, which is an offering. Okay, so Qarab being to offer, Quaraban is what's being offered. Okay, then you have Akia Izar. Okay, Akia Izar. What does this mean? It means brother something, brother of help. Okay. Akia Izar. Yeah, Izar. Izar means help, like Isaiah in what prayer is that? Psalms 121. Isaiah is my help. Okay, so let me get this word. H295. H295. I like to get this second reference for names. Okay, so it uses the word ak, meaning brother, Izar, meaning help. All right, so it does it here is my brother is help, or brother of help. Okay, brother of aid. I think that works, right? So ak, ya, Izar. Okay, this is a name. The name is in the English was Akiezer. How was it spelled in the verse we read right here? Akiezer. Hold on. Yeah, I don't want. I'll use this here since it's what we read. Or I could just do Akiezer slash Ahiezer. Okay, and his name means brother of help. Okay, and you know, Israelites name themselves, it could be like brother of my help, or you know, things like that. So I'm gonna put brother of help is its basic form. You know, however, you know, somebody would choose to kind of interpret that name. You can interpret in different ways. But I wasn't there to know this, you know, his father or mother's interpretation. So let's carry on. Right, we have the son of, you have I'm Yeshadia. Okay, so you have I'm, which means what? People. Yeshad. Okay, so Shadia means almighty. Let me get this word here. 5996. Okay, I'm meaning people or nation or kinfolk. Shadia meaning almighty. Okay, so my kinsman is almighty. People of the almighty. That makes sense. I'm meaning people. people of the Almighty. I think that works. Okay, you have, so the name is Ein, meaning people, then Yah, like a connector, Shadia. Okay, so this would be people. Hold on, I need to do the whole name thing. Name, what's the name in? Amishadai. How is it written here? Amishadai. Okay. Name Ammishaddai. His name means people of the Almighty. Okay. All right, 72. Ba Yawam. So we got ba as a preposition. Let me just copy this up here. So who could tell me what ba as a preposition means or can mean? I'll take like 4 answers for this one. Or matter of fact, I'll give 4, but I'll take 2. So who wants to give me two definitions of what ba can mean as a preposition?
Salakia, sir. Can
Go ahead.
one be in?
In is one. You can give me another one. With. I'll take with. All right. So I'll do the 4. So ba, it typically mean in, on, with, or against. Okay. All right. So that's ba. Then you have yawam. Right. Yawam is a word which means day. Okay. Then we have Aishathia. Okay. This is interesting. You don't see well, Aishathia, I think when we went over numbers, is like rarely used to say 11. So I think you could use Akkad Aishara, but you can also, and I want to refer to the numbers class. It's like if you're moving back and forth, but I do remember this one. It's like there's 2 ways of saying 11 and 12 from what I recall. So I want to put this down. Ayala, I'm getting a bit of sound from your side. So if you could for me, if you could just go on mute unless you need to ask something.
Salakia.
No sweat. The water. Okay. Where is this class? I'll go find it again. Here we go. So what was this one? Yeah, here we go. Right. So like 11 is a Kad Aishara, right? 12 and then but 11th. I just said the 11th of something, you have Shathia Aishara. So that's like, you'll notice a lot of these follow the same, format from 12 all the way down to 19, but 11 is a little different. You have Aishathia Aishara. So this will be 11th. Okay. So matter of fact, I'm gonna do that as, let me just copy this here. So this together, Aishathia Aishara means 11th. Okay. And we are up here. Okay. So Aishathia, Aishara, and this word means 11th. Okay. Then we have Yawam, which means day again. Na Shaya'a, the root here is Nasha'a, which means to lift up. Or to lift, we'll do to lift up or to bear, to carry. And when you go into this word, Nasha'a is the root, meaning to be lifted. You have Nashaya'a, which is somebody who's lifted up. I have reason to believe this would be another one. Yeah, you can see here Nasha'ayim. So this seems like another one where they've added that ya to make as like a vowel, right? I forget what what sound that Yah would make. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Look for biblical. Where is it? I don't think I have it here. Let me see. Hebrew workbook. See if I can go through it. Because I do want to show what I was talking about earlier with the wa that was added as a verb, as not a verb, a vowel. Let's see where it is. Vowel points on the second page. I have to get through all the the itinerary. All right, so let me get it. Oh yeah, here. Once this page loads up, it should, I think, be on this one. No? Okay, that's just an empty page. Oh, it's not vowel points, but it's here, right? Here. So you have, these are the letters, yeah, the wa, the ya, and the ha, right? So, you know, for anybody who, you know, might question why the ISUPK say shalom and not shalom, like every other fake Israelite group in the entire world, right? You can read this. The Hebrew alphabet is the oldest in the world, still in use today. Our own alphabet is descendant of it by circuitous route. The text of the Hebrew Bible we use today reflects several periods of development. So where you use, you know, resources like the Blue Letter Bible or Bible Hub or whatever, these are after periods of so-called development by the oppressor. Okay, it says originally only the consonants were used. By the time of the Israelite kingdoms, some consonants, because this is talking about Jewish people, right? It says some consonants, ya, wa, and ha, were used to indicate certain vowels. So the ya, the ha indicated an a sound or an a sound, yet the ya indicated an e or an e sound. Then you have wa, which indicated an o or an u sound, right? That's why the word early, which had that wa in it, made that u, I food or whatever, right? This ya here, okay, indicated what sound that is it in this one or this one? It indicated an eh sound, right? This is where you'll have na se, right? Whereas this word will be pronounced nasha'a, okay? Right? You can see instances where it's just the nasha'a by itself. So nasha'ayim, nasha'a'am, right? Which would be like their leader, right? So let me do this one. So nasha'a can be to lift up, to bear, or matter of fact, let me do this as a verb. We have nasha'a as a noun, which is somebody who is lifted up, right? So we have like a prince, leader. Matter of fact, I'll just do a prince, leader, or ruler. I'll leave it at that. Okay. Somebody who is lifted up. Matter of fact, let me find this word real quick. I don't want to go too far into, you know, other stuff, but I want to find where we just go. What happened? Okay, H5387. What does it say here in this reference? An exalted one, right? So that's like what I was saying, using that nasha'a, right? You can even see here, nashaya'a, right? Which is here. This is that eh sound, right? If you refer to the biblical Hebrew workbook, it made the eh or an e sound. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? So you could write it as nashaya'a, which would be nasi for the Jewish man, or just nasha'a. This is the original, right? So nasha'a. Okay. So like I know I can tend to go on a little bit of a tangent. All right. So let's get back. All right. So nasha'a, labanya, ashar. Okay. So the leader for the sons of Asher. Right. So we have ashar. Okay, I'm missing the H. Ashar, which is the name of the tribe of Asher. Okay, Asher, which is the so-called what's Asher? Colombians, Colombia to Uruguay. Pretty sure. All right, so Asher, his name means happy, right? Yeah, happy right here. Okay. Okay, then you have Pagai Ya'ala. Okay. All right, let me get this name. So Pagai Ya'ala. You have the word Pagai and you have the word Allah, which is God, right? Pagai means what? 6295. So Pagai over here means like chance. Get this here. Occurring, a happening, or a chance. Okay. Okay, an occurrence. Event here is like event of God. It's something of God, an accident of God. Okay. Something that the Most High caused, basically. Or a power caused. Accident of God is an interesting way of phrasing that. I mean, let's say he wasn't a happy he was a happy accident. You have plenty of brothers and sisters that are here because of an occurrence of God, including Yahushai. Yahushai was an occurrence of God. I'm saying the Most High sent the Holy Spirit upon Mary, and that's how Yahushai came about. All right, so amen. All right, so Pagaya Allah, this is a name. The name was what? It was like Pagiel. All right. No, I did it this way. All right. And his name means like an occurrence of God. So God caused this to happen. All right. So we do it like that. You could put accident of God if you wanted to. It makes no difference. I'm gonna put occurrence of God, right? Or like event of God. God caused this to happen. Okay. All right. Where we at? We at 8:45. I think we almost. All right, we'll just finish this verse. Okay, so Ban meaning sun, and then you have Ikaran. All right, Ikaran. Ikaran. Let's go into this one. So 5918. All right, you have Ikaran, which is another name. Okay, comes from Ikar. Okay, what does Ikar mean? Ikar means to stir up trouble or to trouble something. Okay, to roll water, to disturb. Okay, all right. Then you have Ikaran. Put it as muddler, right, which means to muddle something, like to muddle water. All right, I'm gonna use. Let me see. This word. This one meant like troubled. That's more the word that I would use, right? As in, or to troubler, as in to stir something up. Right? This child came, in the earth to, just think of it like as an Israelite. This child is gonna, cause a stir. This child is gonna shake things up. It's gonna change what's going on right now. All right. So the name here, what's it put as? Okran. Okran. His name means troubler. Okay. All right. Or to you could do troubled. Makes sense. Muddler. I think I'll basically combine the two. Right. This child is going to, stir things up, shake things up, that type of thing. Okay. All right. So that is the end of verse 73. I think there's a good 72, I should say. I think that's a good good place to end. Does anybody have any questions, or is there any words anybody wants to run over again, or is still writing down? Take this off here. Okay. Is anybody still writing or anything, or are we good to close out with the salutes?
Khan, I'm good to go.
Yutawab. Ayala Yutawab.
Khan.
Okay. Messiah in Christ. All right, with that, I'm gonna stop sharing. All right. I'm gonna salute out the brothers. Any brothers that might be watching. All right, so Yima Israel, I'm Madiam. All right, so there's no brothers in the class. I'm gonna just salute any brothers that may be watching. All right, so I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Bahashami Hawashai Barakatham, Yajam Mata. I will salute the sisters. So sisters stand, I'm Madiam. All right, so Yimena Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bahashami Hawashai.
Yahweh Shamar Alatha Bashim Yahweh Shai.
All right, Yajam Mata. Go ahead, Ayala. No sign Christ. Yad Mata, and class dismissed. Right. The water once again, everybody for tuning in to the class. You know what I'm saying? I hope you all found it informative. Again, I'll see y'all next week. You know what I'm saying? For the next Lashawan Qadash, or I'll see you Sunday for the next episode of Real Time Revelations. All right, no sign Christ. With that, Israel, shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're